Since the dawn of human thought, people have sought to understand where the world, and humanity, came from. Long before the rise of science, sacred stories offered answers that gave meaning and order to life's greatest mysteries. Among the most enduring of these is the biblical narrative found in the book of Genesis. According to ancient tradition, God created the heavens and the earth by divine design, forming Adam from the dust of the ground and Eve from his side, placing them in the Garden of Eden, a paradise where humanity and creation lived in perfect harmony. But the story does not remain in paradise. Tempted by the serpent, Adam and Eve ate the fruit of the tree of knowledge, disobeying God's command. This act, known as the fall, marked a profound turning point. Humanity was cast out of Eden, and with that exile came toil, suffering, and mortality. Yet even in this fall from grace, the biblical story carries a thread of hope, a divine promise that redemption and restoration would one day come. For millennia, this story has shaped the spiritual imagination of cultures around the world. It has provided a moral foundation, influenced law and literature, and offered answers to timeless questions. Why are we here? What is our purpose? Where did suffering begin? The story of Adam and Eve, like many creation myths across civilizations, echoes a deep human longing to understand our origins, identity, and destiny. Other cultures tell their own sacred stories: sky fathers and earth mothers, cosmic eggs, sacred rivers, or titanic battles between order and chaos. Though diverse in form, these myths share universal themes: the birth of the world, the emergence of humans, and the quest for harmony between nature, spirit, and society. As time passed, new ideas emerged. Science revealed Earth's vast and ancient history through the study of fossils, DNA, and the very rocks beneath our feet. Life began in the oceans over 3.5 billion years ago, with microscopic organisms forming the foundation of all living things. Through immense spans of geologic time, these simple life forms evolved into more complex creatures. During the Paleozoic era, strange marine life filled the seas, plants colonized land, and the first vertebrates crawled onto shore. Then came the Mesozoic era, the age of dinosaurs, towering reptiles that ruled the earth for over 160 million years. But even as dinosaurs thrived, small, fur-covered mammals quietly survived in the shadows. When a mass extinction wiped out the dinosaurs around 66 million years ago, mammals rose to fill the empty niches. Among them, a group of primates emerged, creatures with grasping hands, keen eyesight, and increasing intelligence. In Africa, this lineage continued to evolve. Apes and early hominins branched off from a shared ancestor some 6 to 8 million years ago. These early humans began walking upright, using their hands not just to climb, but to make tools, carry food, and protect their young. Species like Australopithecus paved the way for Homo habilis, the handy man, followed by Homo erectus, who tamed fire and spread beyond Africa. Eventually, after hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, adaptation, and migration, modern humans, Homo sapiens, emerged around 300,000 years ago. They were not alone. They shared the world with other human species, Neanderthals, Denisovans, and more, some of whom interbred with them, leaving lasting traces in modern DNA. With complex language, abstract thought, and symbolic culture, Homo sapiens spread across the globe, reshaping the land and one another in ways no species had before. This timeline invites you on a journey, through myth, science, and history, to explore the beginnings of our world and the remarkable story of humanity. From ancient stories told around fires to discoveries etched in stone and bone, we trace the footsteps of our earliest ancestors. Long before writing or cities, early humans faced a harsh and unpredictable world. As their intelligence grew, they realized they could transform the natural world around them, turning ordinary stones into sharp tools that could cut, carve, and shape. This growing awareness sparked a remarkable innovation: the deliberate crafting of stone tools. In the Paleolithic age, a vast stretch of time when nomads chipped flint and obsidian into edges sharp enough to cut meat, scrape hides, and fashion wood, survival, fire, and flint defined life. Among humanity's greatest and most mysterious gifts was fire, a force of nature both feared and revered. It was found by accident when lightning struck dry brush or a spark set a forest alight. Early humans, captivated by the dancing flames, learned to coax and carry fire's fragile life-giving glow. Through trial, awe, and persistence, they unlocked its power, turning it from a wild force into a tool of warmth, protection, and transformation. One story tells how cooking may have begun. A piece of meat accidentally fell into the fire, and unable to touch it with their hands, early humans used sticks to retrieve it, only to discover the cooked meat was softer, tastier, and easier to eat than raw. Fire cooked their food, making it easier to digest and more nourishing. It forged sharper tools and lit the darkest nights. Around these flames, stories were born, bonds were forged, and the very essence of human culture ignited, a flickering light that would lead the way through the darkness of prehistory. This era unfolded amidst the relentless cycles of the Ice Age, which began around 2.6 million years ago. Towering glaciers carved the land, locked oceans in ice, and reshaped continents. Life was harsh, but in these frozen worlds, humanity evolved, adapted, and thrived. Stone changed everything, not just for shelter or defense, but as tools, chipped edges to cut meat, scrape hides, and shape wood. Early humans unlocked the power of flint, obsidian, and bone, shaping their future one strike at a time. This revolution began in East Africa, the cradle of humankind, where some of the oldest stone tools were discovered near Lake Turkana and Olduvai Gorge. From there, the story spread. In Europe, the stunning cave paintings of Lascaux and Altamira whisper of symbolic thought and creativity. Across Asia, complex tool traditions evolved. The world was waking up, one stone at a time. Around 10,000 years ago, as the Ice Age waned and glaciers retreated, a new chapter began. Warmer climates allowed humans to settle. In the Fertile Crescent, they began farming, domesticating animals, and building permanent villages like Jericho and Çatalhöyük. This was the dawn of the Neolithic era, a time of profound transformation. Wheat and barley, sheep and goats, cultivated and tamed by human hands, provided a steady food supply. Populations grew. Life no longer depended solely on the hunt. Villages turned into towns. Mud brick houses rose. People built stone temples and tombs, reflecting new spiritual and social complexity. Pottery emerged for storage and cooking, and weaving became common. Technologies advanced. Tools were now polished, not just chipped. Farming techniques improved. Social hierarchies began to form as wealth and religious authority concentrated in certain hands. Trade networks expanded, linking distant communities and exchanging obsidian, salt, copper, and ceramics. Cultures began to influence one another. The Neolithic era was humanity's first great experiment in organized society, a time when humans settled down, built homes, raised crops, and looked to the stars for meaning. The seeds of civilization were sown. And so the story continued with the discovery of tin. When mixed with copper, it formed a much stronger metal, bronze, ushering in a powerful new chapter in human history, the Bronze Age. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the past.